Hello, everybody, and happy Saturday. Welcome to the live reaction of episode 99 of Memphis Wrestling, and I am Dustin Starr. Let's talk all about it as you guys enter the chat. Go ahead and put your thoughts on the episode in the comments. If you have any questions, which there were several questions in the live chat, go ahead and put those in the comments, and I'll do my very best to answer each and every one of them. But man, oh man, am I excited about today for several different reasons. Number one, it was episode 99 of Memphis Wrestling. So that means we have had 199 episodes total on CW30 and on this YouTube channel. So that is just huge. 99 of those being from Memphis Wrestling. And so next week we celebrate milestone 100 with Mike Anthony defending the Memphis Heritage Championship against the Gun Show in what is hands down the most epic feud in the history of our Memphis Wrestling. And it all goes down next week on milestone 100. What's up, everybody? I'll give you guys a second to jump in here. Hello, Ben. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, which reminds me that we are live tomorrow with our first television taping of 2023 featuring James Ellsworth and Blake Christian and all the stars of Memphis Wrestling, plus the Cobra Cup tournament begins tomorrow live at the WrestleCenter. You're going to see that all unfold right here on Memphis Wrestling each and every Saturday. You can get your tickets right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. If you use the code word Blake, you will save $5 per ticket. I'm telling you, tomorrow's going to be awesome. VIP is $12.30. Bell time is $1:45, and we will see you there. Cobra Cup action starts tomorrow. And as you know, Mike Anthony won the Memphis Heritage Championship via the Cobra Cup and what was voted the match of the year by the fans of Memphis Wrestling. So let me get caught up right here. Just wanted to give everybody the rundown, but 99 today was so special. And then another reason that today is special is a big happy birthday to my lovely Maria. I know you haven't seen her on Memphis Wrestling in several weeks, but don't worry, I'm trying to get her back. Life is just so busy with having a little boy who's so curious and learning each and every day. And so I'm sure as soon as he's old enough to kind of come out and hang out at the WrestleCenter and watch body slams live in action, then we'll probably get Maria back on television. But big happy birthday to my lovely Maria. She's allowed me to give you guys a couple of minutes here for the live reaction, and then it's all about her. What's up, Ben? He says, great action as always. I really appreciate it. Rob says, I caught a glimpse of Barrel Bottom Brad interfering in Mikey's match. Yeah, who is this guy that's with Brad? Who is this guy, this mystery guy? Apparently today he had a hood on, so I guess we're going to see what Brad has up his sleeve, but also still costing Uncle Mikey lots of opportunities here in Memphis Wrestling. Patrick says, am I by myself? But I want to see more interaction between Memphis Wrestling and UWN. Hey, man, I'm here for it. I'm sure that you're going to see that strengthen up in 2023, but you are not alone, Patrick. Robert says, keep up the great work, Dustin. I really appreciate it, Robert. As long as you keep watching, I'll keep plugging away. Says, Patrick, there should be more interaction. I don't disagree. Lamb says, Cobra Cup. Oh, yeah. So the Cobra Cup this year will be 8 people involved in the tournament, and then we will see the Cobra Cup finals take place at our blockbuster anniversary Super Bout. So coming soon. And I know you guys saw that February 4th, Super Bout, it was announced. It is official. Bushwhacker Luke is on his way. And if you grew up in the same generation that I did, then you know all about the Bushwhackers. You know that they started here in Memphis, Tennessee as the Sheep Herders, and they were mean and nasty dudes. So what side are we going to see from Cousin Luke? I'm sure that it's probably going to be the Bushwhackers. Huge fan. Cannot wait to meet the living legend in person, WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke. Rob says Ray fell short due to the experience as a tag team by the Possums. Yeah, and also a huge size disadvantage. Very smart work from the Posse. Keith says, here's the thing. If Diana Taylor wasn't behind the attack, who was? Welcome back, Mackenzie Morgan. What an excellent promo as far as an interview to keep the people updated and informed on what's going on, where she says it was a man who attacked her. So that means it wasn't her friend Nick, so we don't have to worry about that. Also, who if it wasn't Diana Taylor even, Who was it? It could be anybody. It could be Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock, like Mackenzie Morgan said. It could be Colton Cage. It could be Van Vicious. It could have been Adonis Vane for all we know. But stay tuned to Memphis Wrestling. It looks like things are going to start getting more and more clear on that one. Rob says, what number did you draw for the Cobra Cup? Big Dan is in the house. Looking forward to seeing him tomorrow. Ben says, what's your take on Vince McMahon back in WWE and potentially selling it? I could totally see how all this came about, Ben. Vince McMahon was never like hoisted out or, voted out or whatever. I mean, he retired on his own. So he is the primary shareholder and he's the boss. That's how it goes. I mean, in order for him to agree to a sell or to negotiate television deals moving forward, he says that he has to return. So that was definitely a big power play by Vince McMahon. It's his company. He can do what he wants. And it looks like nothing much will be affected creatively or anything like that. It's just that Vince is back to help negotiate or put together a sale and new television opportunity. So we will see what happens, Ben. But I think we all knew that when Vince retired, he would be back, right? Lurvy, what's going on? He says, hello, Dustin. Nice warm up to your 100th episode and Battle Royal episode, the Grind City Rumble. I do believe it was the Pillsbury Doughboy himself, Jimmy Blaylock, who attacked Mackenzie Morgan. The dog didn't look happy. Yeah, it was hilarious. The dog is licking my hand the whole time, but Jimmy Blaylock is talking about how mean and how he hated everybody. So the dog was actually very nice. I had no idea the dog was coming out to the desk. I did not see this said dog beforehand. So that's Jimmy Blaylock just being Jimmy Blaylock. But I agree. I thought that episode 99 was very, very strong. It put a lot of questions out there on who done it. Also, it built a lot of our stars to show that they are Rumble ready. And you know what next week's all about. It's all about the gun show versus Mike Anthony. Steve says, as it should be all about her. Happy wife, happy life. No kidding. Rob said, I saw Simon, Boz, and Precious on Young Rock Friday. Is that what the WrestleCenter looks like in the backstage? I did no. Actually, that is backstage. That scene, I believe, is at Graceland, at the Graceland Sound Studio. So the week before, you could see all about Memphis Wrestling on the inside. And also, Dustin Starr coming soon on your screen for Young Rock. It's the episode where Pat Patterson is introduced, so you'll see me there. Keith says, I noticed in Young Rock, the WrestleCenter was used for most of the matches. Yes, yeah, in all full transparency, we've done rehearsals, many rehearsals at the WrestleCenter. All the rings that you see were our staff and our crew, and sometimes even our ring that set it up or helped out with it. And then also we were responsible for a lot of our talent being featured on the program and getting background extras and people to actually play the roles. And so being so embedded in, I guess, the fabric of the DNA of Memphis, knowing a lot of people, and I'm not bragging here, it's just knowing a lot of people and then helping fill roles that they needed. So, man, there was a lot of really cool stuff that happened behind the scenes on Young Rock that we didn't necessarily talk about yet. But we have a brand new Memphis Wrestling podcast that's coming. Memphis Wrestling Plus is coming, so that's going to help reveal a lot of the cool behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't get to see every day. But it's coming very, very soon. So, yeah, we work really closely with Young Rock, and I know that the season of filming is winding down. I think next week or this coming week is the very final week of season 3. Willie says, Gun Show versus Danny Limelight for the United Wrestling Network Heavyweight Championship. No disrespect, but Gun Show all day. Rob says, I saw Swole wrote an ending to Gaston's storybook. Yeah, it was a nightmare ending. Lurvy says, it's amazing what I can discover with the old Memphis wrestling matches from the 80s. I saw a wrestler named Wayne Blaylock in a tag team match against the Armstrong brothers, October 26, 1985, related to Jimmy. No, but if you go back and you find some of the old Blaylock, look for Bundy the Gorilla. That is Jimmy Blaylock on Memphis Wrestling. Again, Bundy the Gorilla. Hilarious. Keith says he remembers the Bushwhackers in WWE. What's up, Chris Shelby? I can't talk today. Chris Shelby. What's up, man? What about Jimmy calling out the big man K Toomer? You talk about a big mistake to start out the new year. Wow, it didn't end well. And what do you guys think about Jimmy Blaylock? Seems to be kind of picking on Colton Cage. I mean, I don't know that Colton liked this whole thing very much. I mean, this is a couple of weeks in a row that it seems like Colton is kind of messed up and needs to be more like Van. So I guess we'll find out. Rob says, I was wondering who might have attacked Double M, if not STD, one of my favorite chants of all time last week. during DDT's match when they're chanting STD. Says Hollywood Click should go to the clinic. DDT as an STD. Rob says, who will be bushwhacked? Man, I cannot wait. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. Just don't lick my hair. Be a really good tag match. It will take a really good tag team to beat the Posse. Derek King and Ray Sanders are a good team, but I had a bad thought they wouldn't be the team to win the tag team titles. Not this time anyway. So, yeah, that size and experience advantage just reigned supreme today. And Big Simon slammed Ray Sanders. And, gosh, I thought he was going to need some help, just to be perfectly honest with you. And, Keith, it's almost time for the Grind City Rumble. Who you guys got? Who wins the Grind City Rumble this year? What's up, Ray Mel? It says, how's it going, Dustin? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing as good as I possibly can. Z says, who the heck distracted Uncle Mikey? We need answers. No kidding. Uncle Mikey, just when you think he's going to reach the pinnacle of Memphis wrestling, something happens. Rob says, Grind City will be hot. Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. T. Ward, what's up? How are you? Great episode. Z says, any stories from some of the young students getting their first experience as extras at WWE? Absolutely. You're going to be able to find that here very, very soon when we release Memphis Wrestling Plus. But, man, we had about 10 or so that were at SmackDown and Raw in Nashville and Memphis, and they all had really good feedback, did a great job at what they were asked to do. And so hopefully Memphis Wrestling will be returning at some point very, very soon. Steve says, hoping for a surprise return at episode 100. I am hoping to finally get this gun show Mike Anthony thing in the ring. Do your trainees get to interact with the young rock stars? Oh, absolutely. So a lot of them are helping set up rings, tear down rings, being a part of the actual shooting on set. So imagine signing up at WrestleCenter901.com and training with us, and within 6 months, you're on set of NBC Young Rock. On camera as well. Ridiculous, right? So, yeah, the trainees were definitely able to interact, get pictures, and all that kind of stuff. You didn't see a whole lot of it shared because it's against the rules. So as soon as these episodes are released, then you'll see a lot more of those pictures and stuff. Lamb says, speaking of Plus, Memphis Wrestling is also available on Fight Plus. That's right. If you guys are subscribed to Fight Plus, you can watch every episode of Memphis Wrestling right there as part of your subscription service. Big shout out to Fight Plus, and thanks for that, Lamb. Ben says, I haven't seen it yet, but Rebel Kell made an appearance on AEW Dark with Teal Piper, Roddy Piper's daughter. Yes, actually sent Rebel Kell a message congratulating her. It's just a matter of time before some of this talent gets signed up. I have no idea why Rebel Kell would ever be a free agent right now. The only thing that I can think of is maybe something happened and the pandemic put everything on hold, because that happened to a lot of us, and it's very unfortunate. But heck yeah, Rebel Kell, congratulations. Rob says, happy birthday to my Maria, 21 and legal now. 21 again, baby. Oh, yeah. Larry says, favorite match was Uncle Mikey versus Tim Bosby. I liked the seesaw stretch Mikey put on Tim. I had a pro wrestler that stretched that hold on me in Vancouver. It hurt. Oh, absolutely. Definitely hurts. Tim Bosby showed that he is no joke in the ring. Not a flash in the pan. He is very, very good. He wrestled that match like a veteran did. Keith, it says, in Gaston, never live happily ever after. K-Toomer versus Tyrus. Oh, man, bring it on. Bundy the Gorilla. Know what I'll be watching later. Yes, look it up. Bundy the Gorilla. Rob says, Boz just out-grappled Mikey. Too bad main event Bradley had to steal Boz's thunder. No, that's no kidding. I think Boz could have picked up that victory by himself. Keith with a happy birthday. Thank you for that. Bundy the Gorilla. Jimmy dressed in mascot costumes. I did that myself in the 90s. We've all been there. All right, so I've got some Anthony, some gun show. Patrick says Danny Limelight said he's going to Memphis to defend the UWN World Championship. Is that true? It is true. However, Danny Limelight commits to dates and then is already booked previously. So we just have to get a date that Danny is available on. That's all. He's actually out in Arizona today for the Red Carpet Rumble, and I believe he's going one-on-one with Eddie Kingston. So before Danny Limelight starts running his mouth about defending the title anywhere, he's got to get through Eddie Kingston first, and that's going down today is when they're taping it. Coley says Tim Bosby is Austin Theory's younger brother. Man, we all joke with Boz about his big head. Willie Gun Show or Big Swole are my picks to be the winners in the Grind City Rumble. Those are good picks. Rob says, I think I will take a dedicated tag team to unseat the Possums two singles wrestlers can't overcome the experience of the possums. That's a very good point, and you're exactly right. I think that's what happened today. Toomer versus Papo Esco. Book it, Dustin. Oh, man, you talk about some big dudes in the ring. I take the Bodega and or Beef Candy. Both would beat the Posse. Wow, some United Wrestling Network tag teams being mentioned here. Lurvy says, who is Austin Theory? I don't watch WWE. I did see an interview with Austin Idol where he shared fond memories of wrestling beginning in the 70s. Look for it on NWA YouTube. I've actually been in conversation with Austin Idol, and it is a high possibility that he could appear in Memphis Wrestling at some time. Keith says, can't wait to see Roddy Piper's daughter in action. I've never seen her wrestle. Raymel, I've been looking forward to the Grind City Rumble, and episode 1 did not disappoint. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Well, what's happening next is next week, Milestone 100, Mike Anthony defending the Memphis Heritage Championship against the gun show Bret Michaels. It is Milestone 100, and it's all culminating. Boom! It's happening next week. It's time to put up and shut up. And then in 2 weeks, it's the Grind City Rumble, where we're going to find out who's headed to the anniversary super bout to get a championship opportunity of their choosing. Keith says, I hope King and Ray Sanders get a tag team title rematch. I think they should after the shenanigans that the Posse pulled. Rob says, if K. Toomer and Big Ben were to challenge the Possums, their strength would be formidable, but the experience as a team will let the Possums prevail. That's a good point, man, especially when you've had two guys that have done battle against each other before. There could be some animosity as well. Craig says, K. Toomer, it's amazing what he does in the ring and how he's showcasing a pop-up cutter. Man, yeah. He's an amazing wrestler. He moves around incredible for a man of his size and his strength. Reno Scum versus the Posse would be great. I agree, Willie. That'd be really good. Lurby says, I love Thunder Rosa and Jordan Grace in the previous Grind City Rumble. I wish they could return. I feel the fans didn't see enough of them. I totally agree. But this year we get Moose. Moose. Oh. Whoa, easy, killer. Oh, this 3-episode blockbuster is huge, says Terrence Ward. Yeah, I'm going to take out the whole kid and caboodle here. How many extra EMTs will be available for the gun show versus Mike Anthony? Oh, my gosh. The bill on that one. Hope Mads Kruger doesn't show up again, Keith. Oh, me too. Actually, I do hope he shows up. I love Mads Kruger. Vipers versus STD. If anybody were to join the live chat just as I read that, yeah, you would love that. The camera almost took a bump. That's right. Big Dan, I know two guys that could tag up. And unstoppable. K. Toomer and Zay Washington, they definitely complement each other in the ring. Man, the speed and size. Rob says, I think Van will find out that his insurance policy will take him out. Greg says, Cruel is no longer with MLW. That's right. He's with Memphis Wrestling. Chris Shelby says, Toomer's his pick. Patrick says, Mads Kruger. We're talking about Mads here now. Of course, Mads is no longer with MLW. He is with Memphis Wrestling. He is actually out injured at this point, but you will see more of him in Memphis Wrestling very, very soon. Best feud, Brett and Mike. All right, guys, I have just a couple of minutes for another question or two, and then I've got to head off of here, but I want to remind you that we are live at the WrestleCenter tomorrow. That's Sunday, January the 15th, 12:30 VIP, 1:45 bell time, featuring New Japan Pro Wrestling Starr and AEW Star Blake Christian going one-on-one with the problem child, Aaron Roberts, along with Justin Case. And I just want to remind you guys that Blake Christian is from the area. He lives in Jackson, Tennessee. He grew up with Zay Washington, Aaron Roberts, and all the boys. No telling what's going to happen tomorrow. But Blake Christian sticking his nose into this business. It's going one-on-one with Aaron Roberts tomorrow. Also, James Ellsworth has sent warning to the women's division of Memphis Wrestling. So stay tuned for that. You can get your tickets at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. You can save $5 per ticket with the code word Blake at checkout. And then just to remind you that you can meet WWE Hall of Famer. He says he's the oldest active professional wrestler at the Super Bout on February the 4th. So not only will we have our huge blockbuster Super Bout, but Bushwhacker Luke is on his way to Memphis Wrestling, and I promise it is going to be a ton of fun. Okay, a couple more here, and then I'm going to get out of here. Keith says, Uncle Mikey is officially my favorite professional wrestler. Well, stay tuned for that. We have to figure out who the heck this is with Brad. Ray Mel says, Dustin Starr for Memphis heavyweight champion. No, I don't think so. Big Swole will be a contender in the Rumble. Rob, you are not wrong. Ronald says, good afternoon, Dustin. Hello, Ronald. How are you? Lamb says, hope we have a great celebration for Maria's birthday. Yes, we are going out somewhere fancy. So I got to get off this phone here pretty soon. Greg says it's great that he's in Memphis. I agree. T. Ward says, what's your favorite match from episode 99? Man, you know, I love the tag team match, but I might have to say Big Swole Justin Cole, because Big Swole came out, he handled some business, and he let us know that he's Rumble ready. So I'll pick Big Swole this week. Patrick says, does he get to keep the gimmick? Well, the gimmick is now Cruel instead of Mads Kruger. Z says Mads should get a rematch for the Independent Wrestling Championship at a future Memphis Wrestling event. It's highly likely if you know what's going on here. Rob says, you or the baby, who's going to eat more cake? Probably me, just because my mouth's bigger. Patrick says, does Mads Kruger get to keep the gimmick? I think he's going to be called Cruel. Put the posse in a scaffold match. Jerry Jarrett will help you set it up. Oh, my gosh. Hope to see Mackenzie slap Ellsworth around. That would be great. Maria says, yes, I could be there. No chin. James will be destroyed by any of the women. I hope so. Next week's going to be great. Maria, you're right. Luke has a gym and supplement company. You're right. He's still very much active. Ellsworth better not mess with Cassandra Golden. Willie, I could not agree with you more, but I would love to see it. Rob says, Dustin for Memphis mayor. No, we've got a great mayor. Shout out to Mayor Strickland. Lerby says, thank you, Dustin. See you again in 2 weeks. Yes, sir. I'll be there. Oh, yeah. Big Dan says Dustin's taking Maria to Sonic for her birthday. We might eat lunch there. I don't know. Maria, you make a road trip, Maria. I hope the Revenant comes back for revenge on Jimmy Blaylock. Keith, that's highly unlikely. Bushwhacker Luke versus Mike Jackson, 76-year-old wrestler versus 73-year-old wrestler. Whew, you guys don't make me go off on a tangent. Bushwhacker Luke is going to be fun. All right, everybody. Big happy birthday to my lovely Maria. I'm going to go spend some time with her. We're going to go eat some dinner. And then tomorrow at the WrestleCenter, we are live. James Ellsworth, Blake Christian, and all the stars of Memphis Wrestling. Get your tickets right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. You can save $5 if you do it in advance, and also you get to pick your seat. Use Blake at checkout, and that'll save you. Ben, I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow. It's going to be absolute craziness. Patrick says, Dustin, you should send some women of the UWN to the women's title tournament. Hey, you never know. You never know where that title might end up. Ray Mel, you have a good one. Z, thank you so much. Big Dan, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you guys at bell time. Oh, yeah. See you then, Rob.